Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Vash Stampede, and it's wasps in this room somewhere. It's gonna be a blooper somewhere, but you hear some zzz sounds going on, probably wasps. And if I just randomly turn around, it's because I hear fucking wasps behind my head. I want to see where the fuck they at. But I want to talk about Triage X. My buddy Alex, you know Alex. He was in one of my videos. He was in two of my videos. Fucking talking about three. Wow. But he reads the manga, and his words were to me that this manga, and I quote, is just like Black Lagoon. And I was like, oh shit, like, it's been a while since I've seen something that's as intricate and just as badass as Black Lagoon. So I was just like, wow, I gotta watch this. And I get why he would say that. You know, there are gunfights and, you know, the paraphernalia, you know what I'm saying, and the innuendos that happen, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. But what he failed to mention, I don't know how this slipped his mind, I have no idea how it just kind of went past him. He failed to mention that this series was also a mixture of just this, and this. Failed to mention that. Yeah. Thanks, Alex. You failed to mention that there were just going to be boobs all over the place. I had no idea. Should have known, because I kind of looked up a picture of the first chapter, and the cover page was of the silver-haired girl or whatever. It was a picture of her, and it was in color, and she was just completely like topless, and she had her hand over her top with a gun pointing. I was kind of like, should have noticed that. Didn't even take it into account, really, but I should have noticed. But I mean, for what it's worth, the show is pretty badass. It's beautifully animated, which was shocking to me because Zebek did this. And I'm not saying that Zebek is a shitty animation company, but they usually handle sort of non-adult themed sort of anime. They usually handle harem comedy romance sort of animes. Man, like the only thing that they did that really shocked me was Tokyo ESP. I remember looking that shit up last year, like, who the fuck animated this? This shit's beautiful. And it was Zebek. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing before that I knew Zebek had done was To Love Ru. And I'm just kind of like, look at the difference between To Love Ru and look at Triage X right now. You're just like, holy shit, it's the same company? Yeah, same company. Same company did the shit. They did Love Hina and Negima and shit like that. So I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? How did they get their hands on this shit? But it's beautiful. It is beautifully animated. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least there weren't too many of those weird tit sound effects that happen. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you guys watch High School DD, there's like a lot of weird ass sound effects that they make when the girls move up and down and they tits bounce. It kind of sounds like that. I don't know why it makes that sound, but it's weird. And yeah, man. But this anime, let me get to the anime before I just start talking all this shit. This anime was actually pretty good. The main character, his name is Arashi. Is his name Arashi? I like his character. I like tragically flawed sort of characters, and he has a fucked up ass background. I mean, basically there was an attack on some international building and a bombing, and he survived the bombing. But at first people thought there was only one survivor, but it turned out there was two survivors. It was him and his friend Ryu, and he jumped to protect Ryu from a blast. So his back is completely scarred and just fucked up. It's torn apart or whatever. But Ryu's father is the leader of this crew from this hospital. I forgot what the crew is called, but he's the leader of this little group. And yeah, he pretty much says, yeah, I'm gonna put my son on this blacklist. You know what I'm saying? On this sort of, you know, he's dead. I'm gonna pull out the kill order on my own son. Not the kill order, but he just found that, you know, I guess his son was brain dead, and he was just like, well, he's dead, so there's no point in keeping him around or whatever. I know y'all heard the beats, I heard them shits. There's no point in keeping him around or whatever, so he took most of his son's, Ryu's, organs and put them inside of Arashi. And Arashi's heart was one of those organs, and a few other organs or whatever, but he can see Ryu as a child. And I was like, who the fuck? Because when that scene first happened, when they first go into that building and they kill that guy, I forgot his name, but he like some sort of like crime boss or something, some overlord boss, something like that. When they go kill that dude, and I see that kid next, I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? But apparently, Ryu is his, I'm gonna say it's his conscience, because he needs to sort out whether the shit he's feeling is his own or is this responding to Ryu's emotion. Almost like classic horror movies where, like, you know, a person gets a murderer's hand and the murderer's hand still has that murderous intent. So now it's just walking around killing people and shit, and the guy's like, oh my god, I can't stop my hand. You know, that sort of shit. So he has to figure out the difference between what he's feeling and what is coming across as Ryu's emotions. And pretty much the premise of the show is that these are some underground black organization. You know what I'm saying? Not black as in me, you know what I'm saying? Black as in underground. But they're a black organization who kill people who the police can't handle, or who are sort of in the police's back pocket, so to speak. So over here, they would be killing most of the government officials, you know. But yeah, no, for real shit though, like, they would take out the people who the police wouldn't take out and just kill them. And they look at them as being cancerous. You know, you are a malignant tumor or a cancerous cell, and we can't let this sort of disease spread amongst the community, so we have to take you out. And it was done brilliantly though, man. The main character has that helmet that seems impenetrable, and the female, she kind of talks shit a lot. I don't know her name, I can't remember her name, the silver-haired girl. She kind of talks shit a lot. And I don't know if that's because this group is new to one another. You know what I mean? Like, because no one in the world seems to know who this group is, so I'm assuming that this group is relatively new, and this might be their first interactions with each other. You know what I'm saying? So she don't know shit about him for the most part. He don't know shit about her, but she seemed a little bit, just in this episode, a little bit like a bitch, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially because she has that dual personality at school. She's just one chick, but then, you know, when they're like doing the mission, she's a whole nother bitch, you know. So she just seemed kind of rude a little bit, you know. And that one girl in Arashi's class, obviously she has a crush on him, obviously, you know. But yeah, man, it was just a tit fest of an episode. I'm not even gonna lie, the beginning part really fucked me up, because I was just kind of like, are they on the beach? Because I mean, that one bitch was just fucking like suntanning it up. I was like, what the fuck? But then when I saw the other shit laying down with the sniper, I was like, oh, okay, this shit about to get real. And it did. It got real quick as fuck. Like, that escalated quickly. I mean, it got real. But I thought it was a great start though, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too bothered by the tit sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the action and all the other shit in the show balances that shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's not distracting in that sense. It's not like, you know how at certain points in High School of the Dead, the fan service was too distracting. Like in that one scene where like he shot the bullet and he was bouncing this shit off of what's the girl name? Rie, whatever the fuck her name is. Where he bouncing that shit off Ray's chest or whatever, and he shoots the bullet. Takashi shoots the bullet, and Psycho's like fucking Matrix in that shit, and it goes in between her tits. That was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was fucking ridiculous. It took away from the impact of that scene. But this one, it's like, you might see some fan services or shit with a tit or something like that, but then you have a character do something fucking horrible. So like, when you, in that one scene, that girl was getting tortured, like, you might have saw some tits bouncing, but she was getting fucking whipped. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just getting fucking whipped with a horse whip. I was like, holy shit. Like, and not in a sexual way, like in a torturous sort of way. She was getting fucking whipped. And even that one chick who came to report to the guy that their the cargo ship is gonna be sent out, and that the guy who was killed in this episode, she was like, yeah, he's dead. This dude fucking just grabbed this girl, just slams her fucking down. You know what I'm saying? He was grabbing her tit, but he grabbed her, he just slams her the fuck down. Just like, what the fuck? So even with the fan service sort of shit, everything else and it balances it out. So you don't even notice that it's a fan service thing that's happening right now. And that's awesome that they can actually put so much action and story into it that you kind of ignore the fan service that's going on. I think that's dope. But let me know what you guys think about this shit though, man. Let me know what you think about everything I'm talking about. So do you hear those bees? Because I still hear them. I think they're really trying to crawl out this motherfucker, but I'm not going to be in here for that fucking long. But let me know what you think about all this shit though, man. Vaccine Pete. Go. I'm sorry about this, y'all. It's a fucking wasp in this bitch. Y'all can't see that shit, but I damn sure can hear it. Damn, there's two of them holes in here. There's gonna be a blooper.